This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Welcome back, Power Trip Morning Show. It is 7 o'clock. Zach was going to do the news. We'll play the initials game in an hour and 15 minutes. Marty will join us soon. Parrish is on his way. And then Minnesota Vikings long snapper Andrew DePaula. We'll have back-to-back weeks of Vikings. We had the head coach last week. We'll have DePaula this week. He is good at everything. I assume he'll be good at this. So he'll join us and play the initials game probably here in about an hour. He'll show up. But, Zacho, it's time for the news.
This is KFAN News with Chris Hockey, presented by the St. Paul Saints. In for Chris Hockey, I'm Zach Halverson. Good morning. Here is the news. We talked about it earlier this morning, but police are looking to arrest a former NFL star on attempted murder. The Washington Post reported on Thursday that Antonio Brown has a warrant for his involvement in a shooting at a boxing event in Miami last month. Police say the 36-year-old was detained at the time. Brown last played in the league for the Buccaneers in 2021 after spending most of his 12-year career with the Steelers.
Yeah, sad for everybody involved. Ugh.
In world news, Israel has carried out preemptive strikes against Iranian nuclear strikes, which has now led to Iran sending more than 100 drones into the Jewish state. IDF spokesman Brigadier General Effie Defrin says the right decision was made.
No choice. We are operating against an imminent and existential threat. We cannot allow the Iranian regime to obtain a nuclear weapon that would be a danger to Israel and the entire world.
The state of emergency has been declared in Israel. All this comes just after President Trump confirmed the U.S. was pulling some staffers from the Middle East amid rising tensions. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says there was no U.S. involvement in the strikes against Iran.
Yep, this was obviously there is the big concern is a risk of escalation in that region. Was watching the news last night, kind of watching it unfold. It's surreal to see in real time, not just that it happened, but how effective those strikes were, and the fact that it was 100 drones responding rather than a lot of missiles shows that Israel really did eliminate or significantly reduce the capacity for Iran to retaliate. This was something that had to be done. When a country has been trying to get nuclear weapons for 30 plus years, is consistently saying that their goal is to wipe Israel off the map, you can't blame Israel for believing them and saying, you know what, if they're this close, once that IAEA report came out this week saying that Iran is very close to being able to create a nuclear missile, they did what they had to do. And so it will be interesting to see how it unfolds. This definitely is not the end of it. I think Israel's going to continue to hit them hard. And so the big thing is to see how we get involved, because at some point, I think it's in the greatest interest of the United States. We don't want to get involved in we've been at war for too long, but Iran has been involved. They're the largest state sponsor of terror in the world. They've killed a lot of Americans. When we had U.S. forces in that area, they were involved in a lot of the attacks, the IED attacks in Iraq, helping with Afghanistan. All of these things, there is an interest in trying to, ultimately, it would be great to change regimes. So it hasn't gone well for us in the past, but it will be interesting to see now how it works. But definitely keep an eye on that, because it's going to be wild.
Zacho?
Air India says at least 241 people are dead after a plane crash in the western part of the country. Only one passenger survived the crash, and he told a local newspaper that he heard a loud noise seconds after takeoff. He said there were bodies all around him when he got up and then ran from the plane before someone grabbed him to put him in an ambulance. The Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner was bound for London when it reportedly crashed into the residential quarters of a doctor's college near the airport.
Awful. There was a picture I saw of a family that took a selfie before their flight. They posted or sent it to friends, and then this happens.
I saw a video, I think yesterday. Was this yesterday this happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a video of someone before the plane crash on the plane was like filming, and like nothing in the plane was working. Like the TVs on the back seats weren't working. The AC was off, and they were like, this is really weird. Like nothing's working. And it was like moments before that happened. So that's really, imagine being the one person that survived that. That's insane.
Talk
insane.
about survivors.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Just hideous. Ugh.
Some news closer to home. Interstate 94 in Minneapolis will be shut down in both directions this weekend. Crews are replacing the Plymouth Avenue bridge deck, so the highway is closed between I-394 and I-694 from Friday night to early Monday. There will be detours, and officials say, of course, to expect delays.
Oh, you don't say.
So, when I don't know how I'm going to tie this together, but I'm going to try, and Dad isn't here to yell at me when this doesn't make any sense, but I'm going to try and make it make sense. Every year, during the football season where you have a rash of injuries, you're like, God, there are a lot of injuries. And then you're like, well, every year it seems to be the same, right? Mm-hmm. Where it may seem at the time that there's a ton, but then really in retrospect, it's the same normally as it is, right? It's the same thing with road construction.
Every year we say the same thing.
This has got to be the worst year of road construction ever. Every road that you drive on is under some kind of construction. Yeah. Everything so down terrible. 100 is on construction. Everything
494.
All of it.
Yeah.
Every single side road is under construction. Is there a reason for that?
They hate us.
I mean, it started the second the snow melted, and now it's never going to end.
Yeah.
You would hope that there would be more planning where, all right, we're going to work on this one.
Yeah.
And so let's not close down the one right next to it. But a lot of that is tied to certain federal funding, certain grants that have to be spent within a certain amount of time. And so then this kind of thing can happen. I don't know if that's the case specifically this year, but to your point, Paul, it feels like there's
annoying.
No detour that isn't being worked on.
Yeah.
The detour has a detour. That's how bad it is. It's like, what? Like, I have to drive 494. I live in Eden Prairie. So anytime I have to come this direction, thank you. Anytime I have to come this direction, it should take me 25, 30 minutes to get to the Twin Cities area. It takes me an hour. I'm like, cool. That's 2 hours of driving there and back. It's terrible.
It's a lot.
I thought you tied that together well, too.
Yeah, thank you.
The good news is they say most of the construction should be done by game 6 of the NBA Finals.
So, yeah.
I don't buy it. I'll believe it when I see it.
Well, that's good.
This is interesting just because I remember on my trip across America last year, we had that cicada incident.
That was last year?
Yeah.
Why did it feel like 3 years ago?
But
I thought the donkeys were last year. That was 2 years ago, I guess.
That was, too. Already.
Anyway.
That doesn't feel that long ago. Authorities are searching for the suspect who fled, or rather flew, from the scene of a Cincinnati area crash. That's after a cicada caused a serious accident after it buzzed its way through an open car window. The driver was startled and tried to shoo the noisy nuisance away and ended up veering off the road, hitting a pole and overturning the vehicle. Fortunately, nobody was hurt.
Why did he flee?
Yeah.
He must have been greased.
Police in Blue Ash noted the cicadas. Blue Ash.
Oh, I thought Tommy named a town.
He would be the mayor.
Patty!
Police in Blue Ash noted that cicadas don't respect personal space. They do not. And recommended all drivers keep their windows rolled up at least for the next few weeks. I'm telling you.
Imagine explaining that to your
those
insurance
things
company.
Are the worst.
Yeah.
That's a mayhem commercial.
If I'm the insurance company, I actually give him more money than he needs because those things I never knew they existed before. And the quick story last year was I stopped at a rest stop in Illinois. I went to go into the bathroom and I heard this loud noise over my shoulder. And I look over, and I don't know if
a dude said, "Kiss me."
Yeah, I said, normally, I'm
Tommy.
Normally, it's a good. It's normally a tap on the shoulder.
Yeah.
But no, I look over, and these things are the ugliest bugs.
Yeah, they're hideous
on the face of the earth. So I've got this loud ugly thing on my shoulder. I don't know what it is. I end up taking my shirt off in the middle of the bathroom, trying to knock it out, like waving my shirt around. I then realize I'm an idiot. I should go in the stall because there's like a couple of kids
you're not in the stall yet?
like in there, and there's just these kids walk in and they just see this old man with just waving his shirt around.
No, you're not.
You're not even 30.
Whatever. To them, I'm an old man.
Yeah, good point.
So I go into the stall, and now I'm like trying to like hit the shirt off against the stall door, and now I'm thinking what people could possibly outside the stall be thinking what I'm doing in there.
Might have got into some meth.
Right. They probably, legitimately thought it was a drug-fueled rage.
There's no cicadas in that area.
Eventually, what I had to do...
They injected him with Narcan.
Yeah.
Yes. I wish I had some Narcan to put in this damn cicada, but I ended up putting the shirt on the floor of the stall.
Ew.
Which is gross, but it wouldn't come off the way I was trying to get it off. So I literally had to wait, and then it slowly crawled off my shirt, to which I could then put my shirt back on, leave. And
is this all in the police report?
Yes. I'm surprised there wasn't one filed, because by the time I got back out there, the kids were with their parents, and I guarantee they're like, yeah, Mom, Dad, we got to go. There might have been a meth head.
Yeah. So if you're listening, be careful.
And then they're like,
we won't have cicadas up here.
No,
I
hope not.
Way back in the day when I had the old red Monte Carlo, I think a wasp must have gotten through it, but must have hit part of it and got knocked senseless, because I was driving way down, and I thought something got in there, but I didn't hear anything for a while. And then down the road a ways, all of a sudden there's a wasp.
Oh my God.
Cruising around.
Blackie
and I think
Wallace?
I closed the sunroof after that because I didn't know. I was like, all right, it's not a bug. And then, but I kept it on the road, didn't freak out, because at that point you're like, I got to take this sting. I've got to take the L. I'm not going to flip the car. It's not worth it. I'm not allergic. But not fun. A cicada, they're not going to hurt you.
But I didn't know. I didn't know what they were. So I didn't know if it looks like a poisonous, like, horrible threat.
You thought you were under attack.
I really did. It was literally on my shoulder, crawling around. And again, those eyes, man, those red eyes.
Let's change the topic. You guys are giving me the heebie-jeebies.
Learn the old like flick method. You just
I didn't want to touch it.
Zach doesn't know that method.
I don't like touching fish.
Don't show me that.
Yeah, I'm not a good flicker.
But that's not something.
I mean,
I suppose if you're not
I
expecting
don't want that on my shoulder.
I mean, you acted
That's
like
why you just
now,
flick it off right away.
Knowing what it is now, like I even tweeted.
It'll be like it'll be like Peter Griffin and the chicken.
I didn't know what it was. I tweeted a picture of it, and I asked what this is, and that's how I found out what a cicada even was. Because I'm very sheltered and I don't like bugs.
Yeah, bugs are gross, but whatever.
Yeah, those are a southern thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like warmer climate, right?
Must be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Illinois, Ohio, that like mid.
Yeah, those warm climates.
They're the real one. Cicada car crash. It shows up. There's just a vehicle on its side. But why did he flee? You said he took off.
The cicada did.
The cicada.
They're looking. It was
that part.
Tongue in cheek.
Got it.
Yeah,
I took you too literally.
Zacho's humor is always over my head. Like this morning, I got to go get a Lexus, and he goes, "Why do you not like your Jeep anymore?" And I looked at him, I go, "What?"
I got that one, but then
I did not. So when he first said that, I'm like, "Oh, I get it now. I actually got that one."
I laugh usually
Thank you.
5 to 6 times a show because of Zach's, and no one else will. You guys all just kind of gloss over it, or you might say brilliant.
Yeah,
but I'll be laughing.
Yeah. We'll come back. We'll do sports. Parrish.
Hi.
We'll talk about one of your many former hockey teams.
The Fan.
Yeah, just a heads up there, boys. We 1,000% have cicadas here in Minnesota. They're that loud buzzing noise that you hear. It's extremely annoying. They suck. They freak me out.
I don't know if I've ever seen one. No, I do. It makes sense. The sound.
We're genius.
I've heard the sound. I don't know if I've ever seen one,
the hot days of summer. That's what those are then. Okay.
Well, they're here, Zacho, and they're looking for you.
Don't say you didn't learn anything on the show today, my friends.
Yeah, Abbott, you wanted that.
Educational.
You wanted talkback, so we are doing talkback.
We're learning stuff.
Yeah, we are.
I don't like it. I don't like the fact that they're here. And,
the Peter Griffin chicken bit is great. I mean, that's going to be
you made it seem like a Black Widow spider attacked you.
It felt like it.
Were you high at the time?
No, I was driving.
Okay.
I mean, I wasn't driving at the time. I was going to go to the bathroom.
Stripping naked because of a bug.
Illinois rest stop. Oh, which, by the way, somebody did. I guess the cicada reached out and misses me and wants me to come back.
Yeah. Oh, cute.
It's not the only person who misses you at that rest stop.
No.
Let's do some sports. Zacho, my God, Justin Thomas.
It's over for me.
Yeah. He just...
Who do I owe $200 to? Just let me know now.
It'll probably be...
$225.
We'll see, though. Now you're cheering for anyone who was not picked.
Yeah.
Or Scotty.
Come on, Scotty.
Yeah.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip. Presented by All Around, your TimberTech deck building contractor.
Perry, we've talked a lot about it. The Florida Panthers scored 3 goals in the first period, and everybody, like myself, thought the onslaught was on. Well... You play more than that. So the second period started, and the Oilers scored 3 straight. They tied it at 3-3. Then they scored with under 7 minutes left in the game to make it 4-3. But the Panthers, who are maybe the best closers in sports, came back and scored it with about 20 seconds left in the third. They forced OT, but Draisaitl scored the game winner and got it to 2-2 as opposed to 3-1. The game will go back on the road to Edmonton, where the Oilers will host the Florida Panthers tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Parrish, the Oilers are the first road team to rally from a 3-goal deficit and win a Stanley Cup final game since the Montreal Canadiens at the Seattle Metropolitans in 1919.
Yeah, over 100 years. That's absolutely incredible. And I tell you what, if Edmonton can come back from a 3-goal lead from Florida, I'm telling you, that is absolutely incredible. That's unthinkable for those of us that have watched the Florida Panthers in the playoffs the last 3 years. They do not give up those leads. They shut it down.
They're great.
They sit back and play D like nobody. But then there's the Edmonton Oilers, where there's no lead is safe. Pickard, who came in for relief in Skinner in Game 3, he played outstanding early on in the playoffs. He didn't lose his job to Skinner. He got injured. And then Skinner came in and came back and started playing pretty well, which is nice. And then Knoblauch had that luxury like he hasn't in years past, where Skinner started to struggle. They could actually come back with another goaltender that they have faith in. And they did. They came back with Pickard. And yeah, he had a bit of a rough first period there, you could say. But he just got better and better as the game went on. The overtime, he was absolutely outstanding. Edmonton, Draisaitl is just loving overtimes this playoff series, and obviously McDavid right there. But, as Alexis was saying earlier, too, it's not just them. It's their depth scoring. It's the old man, Corey Perry, right, Alexis?
You played with him.
Yeah.
Against
Alexis?
him, yes, I did.
No, Alexis is a lady. Corey Perry is a man.
Yeah. No, it's and I tell you what, after game one, I told you this, Sauce. This was going 7 games for sure. You could see it, you could hear it in both teams after the interview. They were both just ready. There was nothing after that first game. Edmonton, there was zero enthusiasm. Florida did not care. It was on to game 2. That's where I say, like, the momentum from each game in this series does not matter. Yeah. It is a whole new ball game the next game. Both of these teams are just unbelievable when their back's against the wall. So there's anybody that goes up in the next game heads up for the next team. And God only knows, I hope Game 7 is 4 overtimes.
I do not. I want my money. It looks like I'm going to have to find a way to hedge that bet. So here we are. Alexis, go ahead.
Yeah, and Parrish, I was saying earlier, too, just that Edmonton did that on the road is incredible, too. I mean, it's so tough to come back. Even regular season, I mean, it's always impressive when a team can make a comeback like that on the road. I mean, when that first period reached its end, the Florida fans are going nuts. They're panning to shots the crowd, and people are going wild. And it felt like the game was over. Like I said earlier, I considered going to bed after that. I knew I had to get up for this, and I was like, oh, boy. Like, Florida's great once they have a lead, and it just felt like Edmonton was doing everything wrong. And all of a sudden they come back, and as soon as Edmonton got that first goal, I was like, this is going to be a game. It's going to be a game. I don't know if they're going to win, but they're going to probably get another one. They're maybe going to get a third. Florida might get another, but it's going to be an interesting game. And, you can never count McDavid and Draisaitl out. I don't care what the score is. I don't care where the series is at. I don't care where the game's being played. If those two are on the ice, look out. That was exactly what I was going to add, Alexis. Yeah. That is the beauty of having the number one superstar and another top 5 superstar in the game in your locker room, because of the confidence it gives you. Mm-hmm. If there's anyone that's not going to get intimidated by a rowdy crowd and loves to shut them up more than anyone, it's the superstars. So if you're going into that admission, I can only imagine McDavid, because we've seen now, clips of him in the locker room, how fired up he gets. I know. Right? Yeah. You got a guy like that coming in, and he's yelling, "We got to go. Hey, we're not losing this game." Like, you're going to get fired up, and you can't wait to go up and play behind him. Zacho, your thoughts?
I concur with everything they said. It's been a wonderful series, wonderful time of year for hockey fans, and I left last night again just being grateful that I like the sport, that I watch the sport, because it has given far more back than I've put into it, and that's awesome. Well said. Shout out hockey. Yeah, it was like hockey's great. Yeah. And Chris Hockey's great. The Rangers crushed the Twins 16-3. The Twins gave up 34 runs in that series. That's tied for the third most in a 3-game series for your Texas Rangers. It's in franchise history. The Twins pitching staff was destroyed. Bailey Ober went 4 2/3. He scattered 6 hits, 7 earned runs, 6 walks. We had position players pitching all of it. The Twins are 2-5 in their last 7. They are 36-32. They battle the Astros tonight at 7:10 in Houston. That game was so sad. I was working on stuff all day long, wedding stuff all day long, and thank you. I get notification on my phone when Minnesota teams start their game, and I saw the notification that the Twins game started. I was like, oh, that's right, it's a day game today. And I was like, I'm going to move all my stuff out in the living room and work on it out here and watch the Twins game. By the time I got everything out there, I missed 2 innings and the Twins were losing 6-1. And I was like, cool, this is fun. Glad I'm able to watch this team play terrible today. Hi, Marnes. Nice of you to care. How are you, Marnes? Morning, Marnie. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you. Is it still raining? Yes, it's kind of down to a drizzle, but when I was driving on 100 10 minutes ago, it was raining hard to the point where I had to use the high speed on my wipers. Man, it's going to rain for a week. The forecast is wild. It's terrible. It is terrible. Marnes, your Lynx are no longer undefeated. They lost 2 days ago to the Storm, but they are 9-1. They battle the Lynx tomorrow. They battle the Sparks tomorrow at noon. That's correct. That's the Simone Augustus Hall of Fame. Oh, sweet game. Yeah, they're adding the HOF banner to her jersey that already hangs in the rafters. You got to lose sometime. You're not going to go undefeated in an entire season, and you got to go through adversity in order to figure out how to navigate through it. You're going to need it at some point, like Game 5 of the finals, maybe. Yeah. So the sky is not falling and all is not lost. The game, however, was lost on Wednesday night, but that's okay. A 9-1 start to the season is still damn good. Yeah. Very good, yeah. What else we got here? The U.S. Open is underway at Oakmont Country Club. JJ Spawn is your leader at 4 under. Brooks Koepka is 1 back at 3 under. Nobody took him in the golf bet, and that's the only person I can see. There's nobody on the top 10 of that leaderboard. Seriously. That, he sucks. Yeah. Bryson DeChambeau. Yeah. More like Bryson DeChambeau. Yeah, he was not. Yeah, he's terrible. We'll see what happens the rest of the way. But it'll be a fun. I think they might get a little rain there, so we'll see. But Scotty Scheffler is still lurking somewhere. The NBA Finals resumes tonight. Game 4 is at 7:30. OKC is about a 6-point favorite. OKC is also minus 220 to win the series, Marnie. The Pacers lead 2-1. That was an incredible game. I didn't watch it start to finish, but for the Pacers, there's just an energy to that team. Mm-hmm. There's an energy to the arena. That arena looks fun to be in. The fans are crazy. Mm-hmm. It is a phenomenal place to watch a basketball game. I mean, they are the state of basketball. Yeah. They know how to do it. That's the same arena where
where the Wolves had a win a couple of years ago where Anthony Edwards blocked that shot and hit his head on the backboard. That was at Indiana. And it just, I don't know how to describe it other than just like a really intimate, great, we know how to do things kind of place. And the team sort of reflects that. It's a fun watch. I heard you say, Sauce, that you really haven't been watching the finals. And I don't blame people who aren't. But they are two fun teams. And Indiana goes nonstop energy and like 10 guys deep if they need to. Mm-hmm. It's just a different kind of, we're not bogged down by a superstar and you might get tired and boring watching this guy. It's a fun watch.
Yes.
And a good series.
Yeah.
Very
and
good
why
series.
couldn't we beat OKC?
Should have been us. Should have been us.
Yeah.
I feel like the Wolves matched up against the Pacers would have been such a fun series to watch.
Yeah, it would have been great.
It would have.
Yeah.
They mailed it in.
Yeah.
They did.
It was over. The hot rumor now is there's like 4 or 5 teams, Marnie, with a really good shot to add Kevin Durant, and one of them.
Pretty good.
At what cost?
Well, that is the bit because he's due $54 million. He's on this is the last year of his contract. You assume any team trading for him would want him to sign an extension. But isn't that kind of why we got rid of Cat? Because you didn't want all this big money.
Right.
I mean, if you can do it and you don't have to trade a ton of that core. Like if you could do it with Rudy, maybe Dillingham, and maybe that 17th overall pick, I would probably do it. But you can't give up Jaden unless the only way you give up Jaden is if you're getting somebody like Giannis. But
but do you want to give up Dillingham right now with Conley being?
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
Dillingham barely played, man.
If they play this right, this is a good 3+ year window if they supplement the current roster. Trading for Durant, you're all in now, and if it doesn't work out, and you look at OKC, they're not going anywhere.
No.
They're going to be around a while. Not only are they good now, but they have more draft capital moving forward. So be smart, don't be impatient, and swing for the fence right now and give up too much.
Do they beat OKC, Marnie, if they have Kevin Durant?
It's such a tough one because Kevin Durant is a wonderful basketball player, but what happened in Phoenix this year?
That was
what
an
happened
all-star
in
team.
Brooklyn when he was there? So he won the title in Golden State, and it was awesome, and he was great, but then he wanted out. And then everywhere he's gone has not been a winning situation.
OKC, he was surrounded by Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
So that's where here, we're not there yet. I would love him to be on the team. Obviously, Connolly knows what. Right, that's the problem too. Is $54 million. You got to have have the numbers match up. Who are you getting rid of?
He's
and they're not going to just take
6, and he will be 37 before the season starts.
Right,
and more importantly, if we sign KD, we have to lay they got KD, we got Jaden McDaniels bit to rest, and I'm not ready to let that go either.
That's a great point. That is a very good.
We can't have both.
I'm really not on board with this trade unless it's basically for free.
Well, I think it can't be. You got to make the numbers match.
But I think, though, a lot of these, like we've seen, like the Brooklyn Nets package that they got for him.
Was it Kurt Bills?
I think they got Kurt Bills. But like they've gotten like 5 good players and then like 4 picks for him.
Yeah.
That nobody's going to give you that anymore. So I think Phoenix's asking price has to come way down, right? Mm-hmm. Like you're not trading Cat for Kevin Durant. 5 years ago, you would 100% trade Cat for Kevin Durant. He's, as you mentioned, Martin, he's going to be 37 years old. They're going to do something. They're not, they don't, that's the beauty of having Tim Conley, man. You need GMs like that. They're not going to just roll the team back. They will do something. They might add a point guard. I don't know what they're going to do.
But don't do something just to do something.
No, but he doesn't, though. He doesn't. That's the thing about Tim Conley. He does not do that.
Yeah. I am not worried that it will be a bad deal. I would like to see us go younger versus KD.
Well, get Ja Morant. That would be sweet.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
When he plays.
Get him. We will send him to a concealed carry class in Minnesota. It's legal to carry a handgun in Minnesota. This is a perfect spot for him.
Perfect. Yeah. They will do something, and it'll be epic either way, whatever they do. We'll come back. We got Vikings news. We'll play the initials game in about a half hour. Zach will host. Andrew DePaula of your Minnesota Vikings will join us probably in about 15 minutes, and he will play the initials game with us right here on The Fan.
The Fan.
This Father's Day, score big with the Minnesota Wild. Get 2 weekday game tickets and a 3-piece Wild grill set. Perfect for the ultimate hockey dad. Offer ends June 15th. Get all the details and enter for your chance to win this amazing Father's Day gift at KFAN.com, keyword contest.
Welcome back, Power Trip Morning Show. Play the initials game in a half hour. We are going to play. Zach will host. Perry, you are here. You will play. Alexis is getting kicked out, so she will not play.
John will play.
Marnie will play.
Okay.
Are you back in the tournament?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay. That'll be great.
I don't think that information has been
If Corey will
revealed.
have me.
Well, yeah.
Got a funny feeling he'll say okay.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
I have to beg him every year to let me back in.
No, I don't think so. He just wants me to get one so then he doesn't have to bring me back, but that's a whole different issue. Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to do everything that we normally do, and that will include Vikings news, Zacho.
It's time for Vikings news on the Power Trip, presented by
Redco, your truck accessories pro.
The last day of OTAs was yesterday, and basically, Zacho, your guy was told he has a clean bill of health, and that is great news. And, of course, if you're just tuning in, Zacho's guy is JJ McCarthy, the starting quarterback for our Minnesota Vikings.
What was the deal like the last couple of days where, like, the local media was talking about what a sensational minicamp he's having and how great he is, and then, like, the national media, like, Colin Cowherd out of nowhere just blasted him.
Well, I think the thing with JJ McCarthy is it's the arm strength bit, right? We haven't seen him play. I mean, we have yet to see him play in a regular season NFL game. The example I always use about JJ McCarthy is the same example I used with Cat when he was at Kentucky. When Cat was at Kentucky, he just was back to the basket and he never shot threes. None of us knew he could shoot from the outside, and he's probably the best outside shooter for a big man that's ever played in the NBA, right? Mm-hmm. We didn't know that. All they did in Michigan was hand the ball off. They ran the ball all the time. And when J.J. McCarthy threw the ball, he threw it well, and I think he was maybe the best quarterback in college football on third down. He was outstanding on third down. But you didn't see him the air raid football that you see in college football. They did not run that offense. So that's where the national people come in and say, well, the last time we saw him playing a regular season game, which was in college at Michigan, he just doesn't look like he has the arm strength. He has the arm strength.
They're not watching OTAs. Colin Cowherd is not watching Vikings OTAs.
No.
And remember, his job is to fire off hot takes.
Yes.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
we
And
bring
it's
it up
the
on
middle
this.
of June.
Correct.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a couple of us who work in TV.
Yeah,
And when you get to the middle of summer, the middle of the off season like this, and you're working out there, the pre-show meetings go like this. What are we talking about today?
That's this pre-show meeting. What do you got?
I didn't know what you were about to say there. I was like,
No.
Our problem is we have the pre-show meeting on the show.
Yeah.
and especially too when our basketball team is now done. Our hockey team was done a while ago.
Our baseball team stinks.
team gives up more points per game than the Vikings defense last year.
Correct.
So this is what we have to talk about. And the people watching, and of course there's a lot of duckies and bunnies around our media coverage here, which is fine. But the people watching him say, looks good. And I know his teammates, what are they going to say? They're not going to say, yeah, his arm isn't looking that strong. No, but everything you see, it looks fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He got the clean bill of health, which is all we can ask for. He will be fine. He was great in the little preseason we saw him. This is a loaded team. And the only question mark, which is fine, is him. Mm-hmm. That's it. And that's the way they set this up.
He doesn't have to be great either. No. My concern, and me as a very excited but yet absolutely beaten down, devastated Vikings fan,
we all are.
I'm very optimistic about JJ McCarthy, but what people need to understand is there's going to be big bumps in the road.
He opens his career on Monday Night Football.
Yes.
That will be tough.
Against a solid defense.
In Chicago, where we never win.
I'm actually really excited about that. If you're going to jump in the deep end, like if you're coming in your first game, you're not going to know what you're going to expect anyway. might as well throw him right in the deep end.
But just imagine how good it'll be if it's great.
Yeah,
exactly.
If he's
That's
great,
what I mean.
everything else is in place. So it's like like you said, he's the only question mark.
Only.
Behind the scenes and on the field, everything else is sorted out.
And I gotta have faith in
Thanks, George.
in him too. But in the Vikings, with we have Justin Jefferson, we have the best wide receiver in the game. Like they're gonna make sure the guy that's throwing it to him has the arm strength to get it there. Because
but even if you don't get it there,
open.
JJ will catch it.
Yeah.
Just get it near him.
I love the Jordan Mason trade.
Same.
Because the best way, besides an offensive line, to take care of a young quarterback is to have a good running game to take the pressure off of him. I love Jordan Mason. I'm so happy. And it was only a 5th-round pick they gave up. Mm-hmm. That's a steal.
Yeah, he was good when he filled in for McCarthy, man.
He's the best running back on this roster.
Who's the Christian McCaffrey?
Yeah.
Zacho, you like Christian McCaffrey,
Yeah,
right?
he's very talented.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they would trade him.
I don't either.
I'm glad we have him. I don't think it's going to take long for him to be the one. Aaron Jones is solid, but he's getting up there, long in the tooth.
He's a wonderful teammate.
And, for sure. And so he's the perfect guy he'll be supportive of Jordan Mason. I'm so excited for this season. I just want to temper the expectations a little bit because it is not an easy schedule.
And I think it's tough after last year what Sam Darnold did and seeing how, at least in the regular season, things went.
At least in the regular season.
Yeah. You could say that about almost any season for the Vikings. But yeah, I think that's the other hard part. But I mean, if McCarthy's, if he's even just good, he doesn't have to be exceptional. If he's even just good, the Vikings are going to be good this season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
The pieces are in place.
I don't know, guys. We need a hot take here, though. Really need to say something.
Give us one then,
Go back to the talk.
I think Justin Jefferson is overrated. I don't think he's going to have a good year.
You fall?
Jesus.
And actually, you were the one who fell.
Oh, for who?
The concrete below.
That was hideous.
That's once I knew you were okay. Nordo and I were in D.C. for Army Navy. We made sure you were okay. And then
you're better men than everybody else.
We were in tears.
Yeah, that was
tears.
I think I watched it 5 times.
I watched it 5,000 times.
It's my favorite video I've seen. Oh my God.
Kelly!
Yeah, that was
We showed random people and they're like, is he dead?
I have these indoor shoes that I never wear, right? I just don't wear them. I don't like having things that my feet get too hot. I have sweaty feet. They're gross. Yes, correct. 100%. And I don't know why. It's such an old man thing. I like getting the mail. So I'm like, I'm going to go out and get the mail. And my feet just gave out from under me. And
been there.
Oh, man.
You broke, Halvy.
Yeah, what's your excuse, Chris?
Yeah, what's your excuse?
Explosives.
Where were your indoor shoes?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but the way you fell was so funny, too. It was just like a tree going over.
The pillar you grabbed onto.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you would have been severely hurt.
And Did you have any lasting injuries from that?
I had a bruise right here.
Okay.
But I yelled for my 9-month pregnant wife to come help me. That's the last thing we needed.
You didn't have your life alert on?
No, I need a life alert. My legs and everything just gave out from under me.
Did your Apple Watch say,
I don't have an Apple Watch. But
it would have called 911.
And luckily, because I always do, I didn't have my phone on me or that would have crushed into 1,000 pieces with my weight falling on it. But no, I survived. That hurts so bad.
An Apple Watch, that's what I needed at this age and because of my condition, that if I fall seriously, it could send help. I have a friend who his wife was wearing her Apple Watch and he was throwing the boots to her. And hang on. 20 minutes into it, it showed that she had been on it.
What are you, friends with Peter North?
Yeah. 20 minutes in, it showed that she had hiked
go to completion
a third of a mile or uphill. And so now if she's getting sassy, he threatens to send her on a hike. Yeah, you know this person very well. But the Apple Watches are something, man. Yeah. It would have called a cremation society and said, he's dead, we need to make arrangements.
Funeral arrangements were made.
It would have caused an earthquake. I'm shocked it didn't. I hit the ground so hard. It It was.
We need to dub it where you've seen those things on Instagram where someone falls and then it will cut to earthquake footage.
That would be great. Yeah, we should do that. Brilliant, Zacho.
And then it shows the Baltimore Bridge go down.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah, that was. Oh no! Yeah, that was
so
not
funny.
fun.
I'm glad you're with us.
Yeah.
Hey, our pal Andrew DePaul is here. Parrish, would you go get him? All right, appreciate it. So he's going to come in and play the initials game with us. He's great. We met him at the Adam Thielen softball bit, which is now the CJ Ham bit, which was at one point the Harrison Smith softball tournament. He's outstanding at softball. When we were there, I think he had 5 or 6 home runs.
Jeez.
He's good at everything. He's like Parrish. He's a great dude, too. Have you ever met him?
No.
He's a great dude. Wonderful man. It'll be fun when he shows up here. We could break early, Zacho, and come back. Let's break early. We'll welcome Andrew DePaul into the show. Alexis, thank you for coming in. Thanks for talking hockey and
thanks, guys.
Talking about me falling like an absolute idiot.
My pleasure.
The Power Trip Morning Show. We'll be right back after this on The Fan.